Hi, I'm Alexandra from GC Prospecting, and today I would like to show you 5 Google Sheet standard functions that you should leverage when you're doing your prospecting research, when you're preparing data, or working with your leads in Google Sheets, because this is a huge help, and you can't imagine how powerful Google Sheets are with their standard functions. So that's it for the intro. Let's look at the Google Sheets. I have downloaded, I just picked a random file with some data. I have adjusted it a little bit so that I don't disclose any contact information. And yeah, this is how I would say a standard file would look like. You have a bunch of information. You have like the first name, you have emails, some links, like geography, and so on. So first of all, one thing I want to show you is how to understand your data a little bit better. So imagine you have scraped the data from somewhere, or you downloaded it from a tool, and now you have maybe you did some modifications to it, and you want to know, like, okay, how many contacts are left at this point? Like, you removed some of them. And the easiest way to do it is just to select the, I would say, first name column. And then in this bottom right corner, you see count 4,651. So that counts how many contacts you have. You don't need to, like, scroll to the bottom and check it. You see the number in here already. Now, the nice thing about this is that it counts only the cells that have actually a value. So if there would be an empty row in between, it wouldn't count this empty row. And this is helpful, for example, if you have a bunch of contacts, but not all of them have email. So for example, here, I have removed some of them, they are empty, and you want to know, like, okay, I have 4,600 contacts, but how many emails do I have? So for this, I just select the email column, and you see that we have less emails, and you see the exact number because we have 51 here, and it's only 607 in here. So that's super helpful. And another thing that is, I would say, hidden, this small explore button. If you click on it, you see that Google tries to analyze the data for you. And let's pick another column for that. For example, let's pick the country column. And for example, I want to see, like, okay, I have downloaded the contacts based on my ICP, but like, how many do I have in Canada? How many do I have in the US? What's the distribution? And you can see that it actually builds a pivot table for you, or even like a chart, which is very nice. It gives you a nice, overview on what's happening in here. And you don't need to do anything. You just click on the explore button, and there you have it, right? So you have the pivot table in here. You see how many we have in those different countries. And you can even click on more, and then it will generate you some other tables. And yeah, I think this is super helpful. If I have downloaded a file and I want to get a quick understanding of, like, okay, what do we have? I always use this function. I think this is super helpful. So that's the first function I wanted to show you on how to utilize standard Google Sheet functions. Now, the next one is also easy. If you go to data and data cleanup in general, this is a nice section. It helps you, like, it gives you cleanup suggestions if you need to, if it finds some things that it thinks you should clean up. I don't use it a lot. It can help you to trim white space if you have some white space. Sometimes it's important when you use formulas and so on. But I think everyone needs to use the remove duplicates formula or function when you're doing outbound, especially if you're getting lists from some providers or some tools. And yeah, just let's click on it. You see that it allows you to pick a selection. Please follow the exact same scenario. So expand to all columns, because if you don't expand to all columns, it will apply the changes only to one column, and then it will mess up your data. Like if you pick the emails column, and it will remove only the duplicates in the email column, and then it will push up all the data from the bottom to the top, and then it won't coincide anymore. Like all the remaining columns, like the name, the LinkedIn link, the company name, and everything else won't coincide. So you always want to make sure that you select all the columns. I always select this one, data has had a row, and then columns to analyze. So I want to run the duplicate check by email, because I know that email is kind of a unique thing. There shouldn't be two same emails for two different contacts. I don't recommend to run it by first name or even like full name, because you might have people with the same name. How we do it at Juicy Prospecting, we run it by email, we run it by personal LinkedIn, and then also some other columns, just to be foolproof. But I think by email should be more or less enough. So I just select column C, email, and click on remove duplicates. Now you can see I have a lot of duplicates because I adjusted the email. I just said like the first name and then email.com. So I have a lot of duplicates, and you see that 2,400 were found and removed. And I just click OK. And if we check now how many contacts are left, I select column A, and you see we're ending up with 2,000 contacts. So that's an easy standard function. Please use this. Please always make sure you don't have any duplicates in your lists before uploading them into your outreach tools. Now, the next one would be saved filter views. I'm going to reverse my changes just to have more contacts in here. So I hope all of you know about the filter function. If you don't use filters, please start doing it. It speeds up your work by like 5 times, but it's easy to oversee the filter view functions. And I have created already one filter view ahead of time. It's called SEO to upload. So what's a filter view? It's specific setting for different filters, which allows you to access it anytime. And what it also does, if you have several people working on the same document, and imagine I'm filling out something in row 4, and then you apply a filter and all of a sudden row 4 disappears. So that's not very convenient, and you can use filter views for that. So if you use a filter view, it will adjust the view only for you, and it won't change it for the other person working on the same document. Now let's pick the one. You can create a new one. I have created one. Let's pick it. And what I did is I have prepared a filter view for an upload file. So you can close the filter views in here on this X. And imagine like, okay, I downloaded a file, I worked on it. You can see I have some email verification in here going on. I have some other things that I have marked some contacts that were uploaded to my outreach software. Some of them aren't. And now I want to select only those contacts that are ready for a new upload. And instead of applying all these filters and removing some data and so on, I usually just go into the filter views, SEO to upload, select it, And now I see only relevant data for me, only the data I should upload into my Outreach software. So you can see that here, the settings in the column title are set to everyone who is a SEO. Basically, everyone who has the keyword SEO is visible and everyone else isn't. So all the other options are hidden. Then in column status, I have only emails with the OK status. What else do I have in here? Oh, and then I have also in my last column, I have only blanks, basically those who were marked as uploaded into the software already, they are marked as yes, so I don't want to upload them again, and I have them in here. So I just enable this filter and I have everyone at a glance, all the contacts that I can upload into my campaign. And again, like I'm looking at column A, I know that, okay, I have 1,251. And what I usually do is I just do Command A, copy it, I create a new tab, I insert it in here, and then I have only like the valid data in here, and I can download my CSV and upload it into my Outreach software. And then I usually delete this tab. And once I exit this filter, you can see all the data again. Okay, the third one would be, I really love this function. If you go to data, we need to select a column, and I have actually prepared another tab in here with a few random emails. If I select the column, you can see, you can click on data, split text to columns, which is a standard function, but I want to add a little bit more to it. So standard wise, you have like, you can split the data by comma. If you have a CSV that wasn't uploaded correctly, you can split data by spaces. For example, let's pick a column like title where we have several words per column. If I select it, go to data, split text to columns, and you can use space. You can see that it splits all the data into columns. Whenever there is a space, it puts the remaining value into the next column. This is super helpful when you are cleaning first names, for example. If you don't want, some people have like, some abbreviations in their name, like doctor or something like this, or even like emojis. And if you pick this column and you use the separator space, they usually have a space between the name and the emoji, for example, or like the abbreviation. You will easily sort out everyone who has something in their name that should be reviewed or cleaned up. So what I do usually is I do split text to column by space, and then I select the filter, and then I just select the second column and everyone that isn't blank. So basically where there wasn't just the first name, there was something additional, and then you review all the additional columns. So basically you have several options. Let me just pick it again, split text to column, and you can be creative with it. You can pick comma, you can pick everything that is presented in here, but you have also a custom function. And here's another use case on how I use. Let's say you have a lead magnet and you have like the emails. You downloaded the list from the lead magnet and you have like the emails and you have the first name, but you don't know the company name and you don't have the website. So what I do is I select the column of emails, click on data, split text to columns, and then the separator you could see that there is a custom function in here, and I just add the @ sign, and it uses the @ sign as the separator. We know that everything that goes before the @ sign is like the name or whatever, and after the @ sign is usually the domain. So basically, you have now everything separated in here. You have the domains, and you can actually, use this as the website to either enrich the data or check it out and find more information about them. And the last one is just a neat function whenever you are collecting data from different websites or different sources, and then you copy and insert it into your Google Sheet, and then it looks all weird. Let me just do it like this, and then somewhere you have some weird colors, somewhere you have some borders you don't like, and you can just select your whole tab and then go to data and select data you just go to formats and then click on clear formatting, and it will standardize everything. If you want to have everything neat and nice in one click, I always use this function to make sure everything is aligned, and then I just like adjust the top row. So that's it. Well, obviously that's not it. There are tons of other functions we're using and that Google implements, which are super helpful during the prospecting process. But those are some 5 standard functions I really recommend to use and also test for your specific processes. That's it. Let me know if you use some of them, or maybe you know some better use cases for those.